The gods have the advantage with 3 wins and 2 losses against humans, but an unexpected change from Buddha to support humans makes the gods tremble, although his opponent will not make it easy for him. So let me tell you, Record of Ragnarok, Season 2, Final Chapters. Chapter 11, The Sixth Match. This episode begins with everyone in the arena, who is breathless from Buddha's movement, while the gods are furious and can't bear to see it treacherous, and we even notice Odin's dark energy flowing. Well, Brunhilde comments that he warned her before, but the strange thing is that he told her in a low voice that it doesn't really matter, since he believes that no one will get away with it, so it made his hair stand on end, and he doesn't know what he's really up to. Then, Zeus enters the arena and to reassure everyone he tells them that Buddha can actually participate on behalf of humans, since the rules allow it, although he does let him know that it makes him furious, and he would like to participate himself against Buddha. At the same time, Odin warns Buddha if he is prepared to become the enemy of the gods, while Buddha tells them that he is not really interested in good or evil, or gods and humans, but really the only thing that matters is the universe at large. Then, he asks about his opponent, for which Zeus tells him that he had already chosen him, while they see a strange ship arrive from the sky, from which the 7 gods of good fortune come down, so they present the main one, called the Ai Ravana, while the others jump on him, and everyone joins. Then, they comment that by uniting all of them in this way, they all believe that it is the 8th god, but in reality it means that all are one, which the legends mention that when it arrives, it will bring darkness to the earth, which they call Zarafuku. Then, he tells Buddha directly that he wants to knock someone down, and he'll be glad it's him, while he pulls an axe out of his back. At that moment the presenter receives a message on his cell phone, where they ask him to present the contenders as Buddha against Zarafuku, and that everyone knows who they are. Well, Brunhilde comments that Zarafuku is evil, but that he was once different. Chapter 12, Zarafuku. So, we see the past of this god, who seems to be good, but the bad thing is that the people were going through a lot of misfortunes, and there were many bad vibes among them, so he begins to absorb all that negative energy, so that they have good fortune. However, the bad thing is that this began to wear him out too much, and he began to change, while over the years, he noticed that humans were very ungrateful, so he began to lose control and expel a lot of energy. At the same time, he saw another human, who is none other than Buddha, but before becoming a god, it seems that he did a better job than him and the humans who follow him are very happy, so he complains to him how he achieved such a thing, for which he makes him know that absorbing the shadow of humans is not the solution, since where he wants there to be shadow there is light, and Buddha is told that he himself is light, so Zarafuku couldn't stand it, and he better ran away. Consequently, Zarafuku became the evil god we know, who wanted to go against humans, but sensing that he was going too far, he divided himself into 7 gods, which everyone called the 7 gods of fortune. Returning to the present, we see that Zarafuku is furious because I humiliated him in the past, and wants to take revenge. Don't wait, Buddha comes before him and gives him a good massage, while telling him that he doesn't even remember who he is. Then, Buddha asks him to get up and start the fight, so he furiously throws himself at him, but Buddha evades all attacks, while Zarafuku's axe begins to transform, while Zeus comments that that axe absorbs misfortune and becomes much more powerful, which is called catastrophe. The Valkyries then know that the more Buddha dodges, the stronger the axe becomes, though they also explain that Buddha has a divine ability to predict events, so Buddha proves that he is still far superior, and starts giving him some good massages with his staff. At the same time, Zarafuku sees that all the humans support Buddha, so the axe grows huge, and he is about to give it the last one. But Buddha makes a new ability that he transforms into a shield, while calmly telling him to help him control his madness, and help him mature. Chapter 13, The Strongest Puberty in History. So, he transforms his stick and manages to dunk another one. At that time, we see that Buddha, when he was human, everyone loved him, since he shared with those most in need. In addition, he had a friend, who is king of a nearby place, but the bad thing is that he is sick and does not have much time left, who gives him advice on how to do good to humanity, while saying goodbye, since he does not know how much time he has left. A few days later, his friend went to the afterlife, although he decided that he should not receive the blessing of the gods, since he assures that happiness comes from within, and they do not need anything else. So he left his kingdom, and began to create his own followers, where he created his own destiny, regardless of the laws of the gods. Returning to the present, we see that they come up against everything, where Buddha always has an advantage over his opponent, while he is losing his patience, although Buddha tells him that he must control himself and love himself, but he says it with such intensity that it seems that it ends with a catastrophe, so Zarafuku understands that he really always wanted to be like him. Then, Buddha tells her to continue, but with a bare fist, so they continue like this, but Buddha gives her one right where she wanted and knocks her down, although she is happy, since she tried to be a god like him. However, it seems that an evil energy appears and tries to take over Zarafuku, which are two dragons, who transform Zarafuku. Well, the Valkyrie doesn't even know who this new character is. Chapter 14, The Legend of the Underworld. Then, the new one introduces himself as Hayam, who doesn't know what happened to Zarafuku, but what he does know is that he must crush him. At the same time, Hades arrives among the gods, who tells them that the new one comes from Belhaim. The demos do not understand what he is talking about, so he explains that there are 3 levels in the world. The first is Valhalla or heaven, where the gods and spirits are. Then there is the earth, where humans and animals are. And finally the Belhaim, underworld or hell, where dark supernatural things are. Then, he explains that when the forces of good and evil come together, a power arises from the underworld, and brings the being Hayam, king of the world of the 6th heaven, while Hades comments that it is the first time he has seen him, and wants to know what his plans are. Returning to the arena, we see that he is very skilled, and Buddha seems to be unable to use his prediction ability, since this being is pure evil, so he begins to see himself in trouble. Later, he throws himself on him, while Buddha uses his shield, but the bad thing is that he didn't stop him, and he managed to remove one of his eyes. Then, he continues to go against him at full speed, while Hades comments that Hayam, appreciated a long time ago and almost ended the underworld, but disappeared, although he soon deduces that someone took samples of what was left of him, and planted it in Zarafuku to bring it back, while he deduces that it could not be other than Beelzebub, who was attentive to the battle. At that moment, Buddha realizes that Zarafuku is no longer in the arena, so he activates his staff and creates a new ability, which seems to be the most powerful of the transformations, since now he will go seriously against his opponent, so he jumps on him and manages to dunk him, although the bad thing is that he was more affected. However, Buddha makes him know that no matter what happens, he will defend humans at all costs. Chapter 15, The Path of Light. Hayam doesn't understand how Buddha is so resistant, while Hayam comments that he melted a long time ago, since his body couldn't stand his great power, but now that he absorbs Zarafuku he can unleash his fury. Then, as they face off, Buddha shows that he is still at his level, so Hayam begins to feel fear, although he uses it to his advantage and creates a saber, with which he breaks Buddha's sacred staff, and soon knocks him down, where everyone sees the staff smashed into pieces, while Beelzebub is enjoying all this. Then, a strange energy seems to call Buddha, so he is happy, while everyone sees that he has the Zarafuku catastrophe, which is charged with energy. But this time it does so with the divine energy that Buddha reached, so something divine is created, while everyone supported Buddha, and thus he was able to face him. Then, Buddha begins to give him what he deserves, although he is still weak from all that he has received, so it is not yet known who will win, although the Valkyrie deduces that Buddha begins to predict Hayam's movements, since it made him feel afraid, and thus he can make use of his divine ability. So Buddha manages to get into position, and soon he is about to do his best ability, where he launches a new technique, Nirvana. Thanks to this, he manages to knock Hayam down, while he sees that Zarafuku is happy to be free and reunites with his other identities, and together they go to heaven. Well, I don't know where they go, since they are in heaven, but well, let's say they went to the heaven of the gods. Then, all the humans are grateful to Buddha, who comes out of the arena victorious, and the Valkyries receive him to take care of him. In a final scene, we see that Beelzebub is upset throwing away all the things from his failed project, while we notice that Aten arrives with him, who seems to have no good intentions. On the other hand, Zeus, seeing that the competition is 3-3, comments that they must ensure the next matches, so Hades comments that then he signs up to be the next. At the same time, we see that the Valkyrie chooses the next one, who is the only one who can face Hades, who is none other than the king of the beginning of all things, Kinese Chethuang. And if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to continue receiving videos like this. Have a great day.